Hi everyone, thank you for tuning in to Greenpool's channel. I'm Yuji, a Japanese retiree and the author of Greenpool, Simple Lessons Learned in My Ordinary Life. This channel is dedicated to inspiring meaningful self-help actions and renewed strength, especially for those navigating setbacks in work or life and striving to regain their footing. Today's theme is finding value beyond the price. If we develop the habit of evaluating things based on our personal values rather than being influenced by their market prices, we can discover subjective value even in small, seemingly insignificant items. This practice nurtures feelings of gratitude and affection, encouraging us to cherish these things more deeply. Moreover, knowledge gained through learning attains greater objective value when shared with others or applied in practical ways. By doing so, we not only enhance the meaning and substance of what we possess, but also experience a heightened sense of fulfillment in our daily lives. In line with today's theme, I'll share 4 short related essays from my book Greenpool. In a market economy, the prices of goods and services are predominantly determined by the interplay of demand and supply. As a result, it is easy for us to fall into the trap of assuming that a higher price corresponds to a higher value for everyone involved. Nevertheless, upon reflection, it becomes evident that these set prices do not consistently align with the personal scale of values held by individuals. Unquestionably, people attach varying degrees of value to different things. Suppose we shift our focus towards evaluating the significance of items based on their impact on our lives. By doing so, we can recognize that many items, whether seemingly inexpensive or invaluable, possesses remarkably high levels of importance. In this light, cultivating a value-centered mindset empowers us to develop a greater sense of gratitude for the things in close proximity to us. This shift in perspective can ultimately contribute to a more enriching and fulfilling life experience. Acquired knowledge becomes truly meaningful only when it is shared with others or put into practice. In other words, inputs create genuine value only when they are transformed into outputs. This transformation process often involves a form of relearning, which can be even more impactful than the initial acquisition of knowledge. Therefore, knowledge is a state of potential that gains significance only when it is actively harnessed for specific purposes. Regardless of the destination, visiting a place with an understanding of its history and stories can profoundly deepen our impressions compared to visiting without such knowledge. This is because viewing a place through the lens of its historical and narrative context reveals meaning in even the smallest details. While it is true that emotions can be elicited through pure sensory experience without prior knowledge, adding context and background to those emotions makes them far more meaningful and likely to be etched into our long-term memory. Looking back now, while I used to spend my time studying at schools and working at offices, which occupied most of my daily activities, I often found myself worrying about what people thought, how they evaluated me, the judgments they passed, or whether I was meeting my own goals. As a result, I became accustomed to living in a perpetual state of stress and nervousness, akin to air constantly being stirred by a breeze. Contrastingly, in my retirement, I have been completely liberated from these undesirable pressures. Nevertheless, I experienced mixed emotions because I've come to realize that while this freedom is indeed desirable, these undesirable pressures also served as a motivating force that drove me to accomplish various tasks. Consequently, upon retirement, it is advisable to shift one's psychological focus toward personal thoughts, setting one's own goals, evaluations, and judgments in order to lead a truly fulfilling life with moderate pressure. I hope today's essays resonated with you and offered new inspiration. That's all for now. Thank you for watching. If you enjoyed this content, please subscribe to the channel. I'll see you next time on the Green Pools channel. Until then, take care. また会いましょう。ありがとうございました。